You know what? I can get used to this winning lark on JNO FM. This game's easy.
In a parallel universe, West Ham United decided that Slaven Bilic wasn't the right man to lead West Ham to glory at the London Stadium. Instead, they chose this man.
Hi there, my name is JNO. What's up guys and welcome to
West Ham World.
I promise I've not been drinking, just for the record. If you watched AFC Wimbledon Return to Glory and now watching this, I think just the winning is getting to my head a bit and sending me a bit doolally. Anyway, after last episode where we managed to get a victory against Man City and then lost 3-0 to Atletico Bilbao, we have done alright for ourselves in the Premiership. We've won 3-0 against QPR and we managed to get a draw against Newcastle, which we'd have preferred to be a victory, but we are still in third in the Premier League. However, we have been knocked out of the EFL Cup by Manchester United, and we then won 5-0 in the Euro Cup against AFC Astra. And if I can find it, Van Ginkel scored an absolute screamer. There we go, that'll do nicely. Here, Hughes, bang, just lays it off. What a cracking shot by Marco Van Ginkel. We got there eventually, boys, we got there eventually. Anyway, again, I'm reminiscing about past glories. Today, we are coming up against Arsenal, and then our next fixture is against West Brom away, which is on TV. Can we beat Arsenal like we did last season, which kind of turned around our fortunes in the league? And at the time, Arsenal were top. Now it's been reversed. We are third, and Arsenal are actually sitting in 8th. So if we get a victory here, we will be keeping pace with the likes of Everton and Tottenham. Our lineup has changed slightly. It has worked in some games, so we're giving it a go. It's a 4-3-1-2, and we're starting with Rajkovic still in goal, Creswell and Byram as the wing backs, with Oxford and Ogbonna as the 2 centre backs. Van Ginkel, Ozan Tufan and Will Hughes keep their midfield position. Berahino is now a shadow striker, sitting just behind 2 complete forwards in Jonathan Callery and Hirving Lozano. We are facing a 4-2-3-1 with Cech in goal, Monreal and Bellerin as the wing backs, Koscielny and Mustafi as the 2 centre backs, Ramsey and Cazorla as the 2 men in the pivot, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Sanchez and Özil sitting behind Lucas. Hopefully this is another victory and we can just keep going towards that title. If we get Champions League next year in the 3rd season, that will be immense. I'm hoping when this is uploaded we've actually reached the 100 subscribers. This should be up Tuesday or Wednesday, so fingers crossed by then I've reached 100 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that support. I'm recording this straight after AFC Wimbledon Return to Glory, so at the moment we're still on 85 subscribers, which is still great considering this channel has only been properly running for about 4 or 5 days. So great response by you guys. I've left it on the highlights that I just showed you of Van Ginkel. Hopefully I'm not about to miss a goal because I've been messing about with the settings. So far we have had 2 shots, Arsenal had 1, we've had 1 on target. Arsenal have had more possession. They have players with great technique and great passing, so I'm not surprised about the possession. Tottenham obviously have conceded by the looks of it because they've dropped down below us. Byram picks up the ball in defence, plays it to Ogbonna, who plays it out to Oxford. Oxford to Creswell. Creswell can look forward to Lozano, inside to Will Hughes. Will Hughes to Berahino, tries to play a ball over the top to Callery. Mistake by Monreal. Callery pounces, Callery scores. We are top of the table. Look at that table on the right. I'm saying that a lot at the moment because AFC Wimbledon and West Ham are both doing so well in their respective tables. Don't know what Monreal was doing, but Callery was there to pounce. And then Cech couldn't get to him quick enough. 1-0 up against Arsenal. Who's the biggest side in London now, boys? Don't concede now. Don't concede straight away. Not after I've just bigged it up. Well played, Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel has been a great signing. Not the player that you immediately think of as a star central midfielder. Lozano, and it's 2-0. What a start by West Ham. 2-0 up against Arsenal. Van Ginkel started it all by winning possession, then finding Callery. Callery plays it through to Berahino. One more to Lozano, who's starting to learn his trade as a centre forward. Bang. Get in. I'm just a genius at this game. Ignore the fact that the season before this one I did terrible for half the season. We're doing really, really well now. Anything we'll have to say would overcomplicate things. Well, at 2-0 at home, my rule is to go assertively, and it is to say don't let the performance level drop, and it's worked wonders. We'll take that to the bank. Okay, so now we are kicking off. We just need to make sure that this scoreline stays the way it is. They've had 5 shots, but they've only had 1 on target, which is fantastic. We've actually had over 50% of our shots on target, which is a nice change, because so far that is one thing that I've not really been happy with in the side. It's the amount of chances we get, but the amount of chances that aren't on target, which if they're not on target, they're not going to go in. That's the way football works. See, I told you I'm a genius. Alright, Byram now has the ball. Byram is running forward, tries to find Calery with a long ball through. Calery can cross it now into Lozano. Heads it straight back towards Calery. But great run by Calery there. The front three are ticking the way they're playing at the moment. And it looks like we may be changing formation again, boys. Oh, Van Ginkel with a slight knock. We'll bring on Lanzini. Should we take off Byram as well just because of that yellow? We don't want a red card. We'll let Iorfa, who, to be fair to him, he did well last season and now he's not getting much game time. Which I'm sorry about, but Byram has made that right back position his own, and Reece Oxford has come on leaps and bounds as a player, so has taken the position left by Riedewald. When Riedewald comes back, I'm going to have a dilemma because I've got a few decent centre-backs now. I sold Reed and for half a season worried that I shouldn't have sold him. And Berahino's played through Lozano. One more to Calery. Blasts it wide. But last season I was worried I didn't have enough good defenders. Now Reece Burke even looks like a decent option. And we've just brought in Michael Keane, who's finally shaken off a knock. And we could give some game time to today, I believe. In fact, you know what? We will give him some game time. Hopefully it doesn't negatively affect this scoreline, but we are 2-0 up with 10 minutes left. Almost 3-0 up with 10 minutes left. Make it 3-0 up with 10 minutes left. Lanzini comes on, takes Van Ginkel's place and does the business for us. Keane has come on to a tremendous ovation as well, which is nice. The supporters are getting behind this club as well. What control by Lanzini. And then even though Ogbonna does his best to do his defender duties for Arsenal, Lanzini still scores. Alright, Lanzini with a great tackle there. Wins possession. Hughes just has to play it through to Lozano. Lozano shoots. I think I'm dreaming. Because this is definitely nothing like real life if you watched Man City versus West Ham. But this, West Ham fans, come over to this channel, support this West Ham team because it's doing a lot better than the West Ham team that are currently playing at London Stadium in real life. See, all they need to do is buy Iorfa, buy Riedewald, buy Flanagan, buy Will Hughes, buy Ozan Tufan, buy Van Ginkel. Give Calery a chance, because Calery can score from anywhere, apparently, 5-0. Bring in Lozano, sell Payet, you know, it's just easy. Just, why don't they do this in real life? Berahino, bring in Berahino as well. Lanzini, coming on for Van Ginkel, who I sing the praises of. Lanzini's done just as well. And Calery, from outside the box, check has to be deflated. 5-0 against Arsenal. Beat Man City 1-0, now I'm beating Arsenal 5-0. The progression is incredible. I'm very happy with that result. The fans have to be over the frickin' moon with that result. I'm expecting some bit of news telling me how the fans loved that result. Oh, nothing. Oh, disappointing. Anyway, we are now going to move on to our game against West Brom. I believe it's against West Brom next. At the Hawthorns, West Brom, who was my first ever Football Manager save on JNO United in a network save. You can always go check that out. I might leave an annotation if I remember, or a card. Let's go and smash West Bromwich Albion as well. So, welcome to Things That Amuse JNO. The very first thing With this little bit of news from the West Brom manager, because I know I'm going to say that name wrong, because it's me. Apparently, the BBC WM, whatever news station that is, Jonathan Nathaniel Owen has a reputation for putting the defensive side of the game first with his West Ham United side. I just won 5-0. Then, on top of that, Guidetti went to Liverpool, sitting in third. Dimitri Payet went to Man City, sitting in fourth. I'm sitting in second. Told you it was treason, Guidetti. I told you. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the next fixture against West Brom, who are sitting in 20th at the moment. So we really should pick up the victory here. We're going to go with the same lineup because I want to keep the pressure on the people around me. So just submit the team. Let's go pick up another victory. Tempted to bring Lanzini in, but I haven't. We're going with the 4-3-1-2 again, and we're going with Radkovic in goal, Cresswell and Byram as the wing backs, Reece Oxford and Ogbonna as the two centre backs, Van Ginkel, Ozan Tufan and Will Hughes as the central midfield, with Berahino as a shadow striker, just behind the complete forwards of Jonathan Callery and Hirving Lozano. And we are facing another 4-2-3-1 with Rob Elliott in goal. I think it's Rob Elliott. With Nathaniel as a left back, Svensson as a right back, Gianetti as a centre back, Craig Dawson as another centre back, with Darren Fletcher and Rodriguez as the men in the pivot, Chadley, Carrillo and Morrison just behind Rondon. Carrillo I've heard of before, he's a decent player. Rodriguez, Nathaniel and Svensson and Gianetti, not heard of any of them. Hopefully they're not that good. But they are 20th, so they can't be that good, can they? We want you to pick up where you left off from the last game. Just score another 5 goals. Just do that all season and we've got a good chance of winning the title. Decent chance anyway. I've now got the hiccups because I drank my hot chocolate too quick that my lovely wife made for me. Thank you very much, Sam. Anyway, Hughes now has the ball. Hughes plays it to Byram out wide. Byram tries to play it into Berahino. Will Hughes picks it up. It's to Van Ginkel now from Ozan Tufan. Byram has made a run down the right. Crosses it in. Own goal by Gianetti. What a player he is. I said how good he was. I love that player. Can we sign him? Let's not sign him because I don't want my defenders doing that. But 1-0 up, 13 minutes in. West Ham are simply coasting right now, aren't we? Much better when I can recall. They've hit the crossbar. And then Ozan Tufan clears. Callery can pick that up. What can Callery do here? He can skip past his man. We're going to turn one of their chances into a chance of our own. No, we're not. I got ahead of myself. They are now actually building up a decent attack here, but Cresswell picks it up. And now Van Ginkel's picked it up. So, disaster averted. Thank God. I got way ahead of myself there thinking we were going to counter and score. And then Callery got there and realised there was no one with him. They look like they're creating decent plays here, which is slightly worrying. Because they're meant to be bottom of the table. And we're near the top. Will Hughes plays a quick ball out to Lozano, who finds Callery. Plays another ball to Lozano. Lozano should have the pace here. Doesn't have the shot though. Slightly worried we've had 5 shots, only 1 on target. Slightly worried that it seems like they've had some decent bits of possession. At least in the highlights. The stats say we're in control. But it's not always about the stats. 1 goal and it's equal again, isn't it? So I've told them I'm happy with the performance to keep it up. So that means go and score another goal, please. This is West Brom. We've just beaten Arsenal 5-0. So we can score more than 1 against West Brom, surely. Okay, not much has happened in the first 15 minutes. We'll look at making some substitutions. No one's playing shockingly bad. So we're going to take off the slightly injured Saido Berahino. And we shall also take off... We take off Ogbonna. I don't want a card. Can he play ball playing defender? We shall soon find out. If he can't, that may have been a mistake. And then give it a couple minutes and we'll take off Hughes. I really don't want players sent off anymore. I'm fed up. It happens. Goal by Callery. Thank you very much, Callery. You are on fire at the moment. 6th goal of the season for Jonathan Callery. I was just about to talk about how I'm fed up of people getting sent off. If you're watching the AFC Wimbledon Return to Glory, it happens to me quite often that defender gets sent off. Trying to avoid that by subbing them off if they're on yellows and I'm winning. And Callery goes, beautiful turn there and scores with his left foot. It's just all going fantastic, isn't it? I couldn't ask for more this season. And Callery has another shot, hits the post. Calorie, calm down, son. I still haven't done the Calorie chant. I've meant to do it. But every time Calorie scores, I'm either already talking because I don't know when to shut my mouth, or, I don't know, I just get happy and completely forget to sing the song, and I've forgotten to take Will Hughes off. Just, it all happens so quickly, it's too much for me. I wasn't expecting to be this good. And the thing is, because I'm talking like this, if it does all suddenly start going horribly wrong, I'm going to look like a right douche. Anyway, we have won that game 2-0 away against West Brom. Well done, lads, that was a good result. We are officially top by 2 points above rivals Tottenham, well above rivals Arsenal, Chelsea, oh dear, and yeah, Leicester City are flirting with relegation. They seem to do that a lot. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. We are doing really well on the West Ham world, so make sure if you're new around here to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button, to share this out all around Twitter and all over YouTube. Make sure people know what's going on here on JNO FM. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.